Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This is a Montezah from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with another lesson. I haven't figured out what I'm going to entitle it, but we're going to talk about the Apocrypha. All right, so Esau, of course, tells you that the Apocrypha is uninspired. And I've done lessons on this channel. All right. One of the lessons recently, why am I inspired by the uninspired Apocrypha? Right. The Apocrypha is that bridge, okay, or that missing link between the Old and the New Testaments. Okay. The Apocrypha has so much information, okay, in it. And of course, it has the Greek captivity. All right, it lets you know that in the Greek captivity, we served our worst captivity under Esau Edom. Okay, in that Greek captivity, that's when we were no longer known as Jews. We couldn't profess ourselves to be called Jews. Okay, and we suffered what the scriptures call Hellenism. Okay, we became Hellenized. All right, forced. All right, to live like heathens. All right, and so many of the Israelites live like heathens. All right, so then in the New Testament you have Paul, okay, who was basically uh, gathering through his epistles. He was basically going to the different scattered Israelites, okay, all right, to let them know that they were Israelites. These are the books that he wrote to the Romans and the Corinthians, the Galatians and the Ephesians and the Philippians and the Colossians, all right, and Thessalonians, okay. That's what those epistles were about, okay. But Esau tries to tell you that the Apocrypha is not considered part of the original canon, and it's not inspired and all this old bullshit. It's all bullshit. All right, so let's look at a few scriptures, all right, and see how they are tied together. All right, it says if the Apocrypha is uninspired, why is it consistent with the rest of the Bible in calling Israelites the Lord's people? It talks about the covenants and the laws, all right, and the children of Israel being sold into captivity and scattered among the heathen because of sin. All right, so let's look at a few scriptures, right? The Lord's people. This is Exodus 3 and 10. Come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. Okay? All right, so that's in the Old Testament, in Exodus. All right? The children of Israel are being called the Lord's people. Matthew 2 and 6. And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not the least among the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel. All right, so you have an Old Testament precept and you have a New Testament precept, okay, talking about Israel being the Lord's people. Now let's see what the uninspired Apocrypha has to say. This is Baruch 4 and 3. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. What? All right, so that sounds pretty consistent, but we're not done. Verse 6. Ye were sold to the nations not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath. Ye were delivered unto the enemies, for ye provoked him that made you, by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nourished you. All right. So here you have in this passage in Baruch, there's lots to unpack here. All right. Israel, okay, being called the Lord's people, and the memorial of Israel, the selling of the Israelites to the nations, being delivered unto the enemies. Okay. It says, for ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. You have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. Okay, so now here you have Jerusalem being introduced. Okay, all right. This is Psalms 44:10. It says, "Thou makest us to turn back from the enemy, and they which hate us spoil for themselves. Thou hast given us like sheep appointed for meat, and hast scattered us among the heathen. Thou sellest thy people for naught, and dost not increase thy wealth by their price. Thou makest us as a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and a derision to them that are round about us. They maketh us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people." All right. So thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people. This is Deuteronomy 28:37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. So, what are the bywords? Black, African American, uh, Mexican, Puerto Rican, uh, Venezuelan. These are all bywords. These are not. These are names, okay, or words that were given by our captors, okay, um, those who we were sold to, okay. Those are not the names of the children of Israel, okay. So these are all bywords. All right, Deuteronomy 28:37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether Yahweh shall lead thee. And this is Deuteronomy 28:68. And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bond men and bond women, and no man shall buy you. All right. So America, all right, is spiritual Egypt. Okay. And we came here on ships. All right. And we were sold to our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. All right. This is Sirach 24:23. All these things are the book of the covenant of the Most High Power, even the law which Moses commanded for a heritage unto the congregation of Jacob. All right, so here in Sirach, in the Apocrypha, it's talking about Moses and the law, okay? The covenant, the commandments of the Lord that was given unto Jacob for a heritage. All right, that's consistent with the scripture. Sirach 36:11. Gather all the tribes of Jacob together, and inherit thou them as from the beginning. O Lord, have mercy upon the people that is called by thy name, and upon Israel, whom thou hast named thy firstborn. O be merciful unto Jerusalem, thy holy city, the place of thy rest. Okay? All right, so Israel is being called the firstborn here in Sirach 36:11. Also, the children of Israel are also being called by thy name. All right. This is Isaiah 43 and 1. But now thus said Yahweh, that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. You see? All right. So Israel was called by, all right, the Lord's name. All right. This is Exodus 4 and 21. And Yahweh said unto Moses, when thou goest to return into Egypt, see that thou do all those wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in thine hand. But I will harden his heart that he shall not let the people go. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus said Yahweh, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. And I say unto thee, let my son go, that he may serve me. And if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn. All right, so here it is. Israel was called the Lord's firstborn in the so-called Old Testament as well as in the Apocrypha. All right, and in closing, this is 2nd Ezra 3 and 32. Or is there any people that knoweth thee beside Israel? Or what generation hath so believed thy covenants as Jacob? And yet their reward appeareth not, and their labor have no fruit. For I have gone here and there through the heathen, and I see that they flow in wealth and think not upon thy commandments. What commandments? What commandments is 2nd Ezra talking about? If the Apocrypha is uninspired and is not part of the actual Bible, the rest of the Bible, what commandments could Ezra be talking about? And why is he talking about Jacob? Verse 33 again. And yet their reward appeared not, and their labor have no fruit. For I have gone here and there through the heathen, and I see that they flow in wealth and think not upon thy commandments. Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and theirs also that dwell the world, and so shall thy name, nowhere be found but in Israel. For when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or what people have so kept thy commandments? Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. All right. And this is the very same heathen that tries to tell you that the Apocrypha is uninspired. Okay. This is the same heathen. Okay. What the scripture says, it says that the name of the Lord, what is it? What is it? Is grievous to the heathen. Salak. Dreadful among the heathen. That's what it is. The name of the Lord is dreadful among the heathen. All right. So what am I going to name this? I'm just going to go. I'll call it Apocrypha. I'm going to say consistent. Consistent with the Bible. How about that? Consistent with the Bible. That's the name of this lesson. All right. I pray that this lesson has been edifying. To the next one. Shalom.